Hi, it's Kelly at Coffee Sunshine Paper, and I just wanted to give you an idea of what you're going to be getting when you order a vintage cover from me, and show you how to prepare your vintage cover for the sewing in of signatures. So this is what you will receive in the mail, the cover, and you can see I removed the text block. And what I will include in your order are a few of the first pages of the book, and then a couple of the last, especially if there's, a pretty image from the back as well. So you will get those. It's really super easy to take, say these two decorative ones here. This one, and this beautiful one from the back. And if you just run, washi tape down or masking tape or something, and you can turn that into a little page for your signatures, and it would just be lovely right next to that one. So you'll get these pages, and I always try to also include the, the title page, which has the copyright. You can see this one is, the original one was 1919. And then there was another one in 1941. So it's a pretty old book, but it's in great shape. I always look for great shape. I want to send you strong, sturdy books. So, I don't mind a little aging here on the corners and the spine. I think it's just adds to the charm. But, I just want to make sure it's strong. And it's the potential to be a journal. That's what I always look for. Can this be a journal? This is a great size for a journal here. This one just feels awesome in the hand. So, I'll just show you what I do to get this thing ready. The first thing I like to do is run some Tyvek tape down the spine. And you don't have to use Tyvek tape. You could use packaging tape. You could use masking tape. And I've seen some videos where people just go right to the fabric. They skip the tape altogether. And if, your spine is sturdy enough, this one probably is, but if your spine is sturdy enough, you probably don't need the tape. I just always do it because, sorry for the noise, because it just sort of gives me that extra assurance that nothing is going to happen when I turn this thing into a journal. So I go pretty close to the top there, not the actual top of the book, because I like that to be not looking like Tyvek tape. Can you see the bottom here? Yeah, I think you can. And then just cut it a little bit short of the bottom. That's perfect. Okay, and then this then will handle anything that, could go wrong if you're sewing in and you accidentally put something in there you're not supposed to. This will take care of that. This, you can see, is this. I might want a little bit more down this side. I think we'll do one more strip down there. That doesn't have to be the whole length of it, but just a little bit over there. And then I'm going to cover this with fabric. So, again, I'm sorry if that noise is bother people. So, there. All right. Now, if these inside pages weren't as lovely, I know sometimes they don't come as attractive as these. Here's an example. Sometimes you get a book that's just so cute. This one is so cute. Perfect size for a little journal, but you see this, right? So this, I would probably put paper down first here, and then do my tape and my fabric over the paper. If you choose a thin enough fabric, then you can put the paper over the fabric, so you have those options. But this inside cover is just lovely, and I want to keep it this way, so I am not going to cover that with paper. But I do want to put down fabric. For this one, because it's so busy, I'm going to use a neutral fabric, I think, neutral color fabric. And you don't have to. Certainly you can use something that is not neutral, just sort of more your personality, or maybe it just kind of goes with the book nicely. Here's an example of one that I did not do neutral. I don't always do neutral, but since you don't know where the books are going and you don't know people's tastes, sticking to neutral is pretty safe if you're selling them. But if it's your own, then certainly do you. And pick something that's really fun with your personality. Okay, before I put the glue down, before the fabric, I gotta put the glue down. And before I do that, I like to just kind of scuff up the Tyvek a little bit. It's so slippery and shiny, and just kind of want to give it a little bit more for the glue to hold on to. And this is probably not even necessary. It's just something I do, so I want to show you the whole process here. I don't think that messes with the integrity of the tape at all, so I do like that before my glue. And again, sorry about the noise. It's not what everyone wants to hear, that sandpaper noise. But so now the glue, I like to use Fabri-Tac. There's also what I use is Fabri-Fix sometimes, I find, and sometimes it's just Beacon 3-in-1 that says. And they're all basically the same product, so they all have a different name. I don't know why, but it's the same product, and it's just my favorite thing to put fabric down on paper. So that's what I like to use, and I'm just putting it down. I'm kind of generous with it for this part. You don't want too much because, especially if you're using a thin fabric, you don't want too much because it'll come through the fabric. This stuff is pretty good though. It doesn't typically do that, so I haven't had a problem with it coming through my thicker fabrics. I did grab a little too much glue, so I'm going to find a paper towel real quick and get rid of some of this. This should be good. I like to get to the very edge. My fabric's gonna stick to where that book cover is brown. And then we're gonna go a little bit over on both sides. But I'm gonna take care of that part later with a kind of a finer tip glue. Then this was just sort of getting down the bulk of it, but I'm gonna come back with this Sugar Belle. I think it's like an icing piper, I think is what it originally was for. Icing cookies and cakes and things like that. So now my fabric, like I said, I'm going to choose this neutral color, I think, but especially because it's just so busy in the background. And I do like that sort of raw edge. If you just give a little, snip with your scissors and then tear it, there's natural lines that the fabric will tear on. Make it nice and frilly if you like those little frills hanging off. I do want to, just testing it to see where I want to wrap it down here. Oops, sorry, just bumped my light. I think that works there. And I want to keep these little frilly guys up there. That's kind of fun. Okay. Just getting rid of some of these extra pieces here. Frill I don't need. All right, and then you kind of have to decide, which side you want. I think I want this darker side up. So we just lay it down. Right, it's not really an exact science here. I mean, you can be more exact than I am, certainly, but being that they are junk journals, I don't try to be too exact and get too worried about measuring and all that. But if you are, some people like to measure, and I respect that. And I am leaving these a little bit long on top. I just like that look. I like that little look on the other side. A little glue there. That'll come off later. All right. So I'm going to leave that there. And then again, like I said, if if you chose a a thinner fabric and this wasn't so pretty, you could just put your paper right down over the thin fabric. I've done that a lot, and you can't see through it, especially if you choose a nice scrapbook, you know, cardstock weight, and it has some sort of design on it. You're not going to see the fabric underneath there. All right, so now I'm going to come back through now and just take care of these little edges that we didn't do the exact, you know, measuring on, because this is just a little bit easier to put it exactly where you want it. And you can see this comes together quickly. Pretty inexpensive. The glue's not cheap. This Fabri-Tac, Fabri-Fix, Beacon 3-in-1, not cheap, but I tell you what, it does the job. And if you're going to want this book around for a while, this journal, you want to use a good glue. And that's it. There it is. So that is how I prepare my vintage book covers for signatures. So again, you know, you can choose whatever fabric you want. Let it be part of the design process, right? You maybe want to match something that's on the front, or maybe you just want neutral because you don't know where the book is going, and that's okay too. But either way, this is how we do it. And I hope you, if you did purchase a vintage book cover, I hope you are thoroughly enjoying it. And if you are looking for one, please take a look through my shop. I have lots of listings, and I'm always getting inventory in. So if there's something specific that you're looking for, then, you know, reach out to me through Etsy messaging, or my email is coffeesunshinepaper@gmail.com. and ask, you know, if I have what you're looking for. Sometimes I just haven't gone into the shop yet. And reach out with any questions as well. So I think I will be putting another video out about actually sewing in the signatures, and that will be coming soon. But for now, this is what it was all about, preparing your book cover for sewing and signatures. So thanks for joining me, and have a look around the shop. Okay, bye-bye.